In today's tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to actually make ourselves a dog food can. That just shows you how you can actually put an image onto a can, and the image I've created is one of my dogs, and I've just follow along because you can do this with any label you wish. Cover some of the fundamentals. G and Z, we'll move it up and down. G and X, we'll move it left and right, and G and Y, we'll move it along the green line, which is Y. So you've got X, Y and Z is top to bottom. The other thing we'll be using is we're going to be using the scale key, the loop cut key, and you use this by going to the tab, and we can actually select a line on our cube, and Control and R will add a loop cut, which we can then move up and down by pressing GG like so. That's just a few of the fundamentals, so we'll just actually undo that, and as you can see, Control Z will actually undo anything you want. You can set that in the settings to as much as you want. I think I've got mine set to 64. Let's just delete the cube. So for this dog food can, we'll get the nearest thing we've got to a can, and we're just going to add in a cylinder. So the mesh we're going to add in is a cylinder. Now this is not a very complicated cylinder, so what we're going to do is we're going to change it to 64. Just to give it that little bit more topology, which will make it easier to see. So I'll just minimize this, and then we can shade auto smooth this. So the can is a bit short, so we'll just move it up first. It's a 2 meter by 2 meter can, so it's quite big, but lighting works better when you actually scale things in the real world. So the easiest way to do that is just get a tape measure and measure a can, and so I'm just going to scale this up anyway. Scale in the Z like that, so it's much more can shape. G and Z just to move it so it's sat on my plane, just like that. And if we look through our camera, as you can see, it's not centralized in our camera, so we can press the N key, go into view and camera, and we can move this down into our view, and if you hold the middle mouse button down, change the angle. So I'm just going to move that down slightly. What we've got now is we've got our can. Press tab key, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go, we've got point select, line select and face select. Select the face, E to extrude, S to scale, and then I'm going to E to extrude and move it down in the Z. Control Z. E and Z, you wait for the purple line to appear, and there we've got the rim of our can. Next, what we'll do is Control and R and roll the wheel forward, and we've now made ourselves a loop cut. So what we can do now is press the left mouse button to fix them, and then we can scale in the Z. So I'm just scaling this in the Z because what I want to do is just have something like that. Along the bottom I want a bevel, because this is going to be like a bevel bottom can. So I'm just going to select this line. So select the line, hold the Alt key down, and we'll select that line just there, which then will select all this loop, and then we go Control and B, which is bevel, and if we hit the button again, as you can see, bevel's appeared down here. We open it up, and what we can do is bevel it to about there, and then we'll round it off a bit, just like so. So we've got a round bevel on the bottom of our can. Now we might want a little bit of a dip in there because most cans seem to have this kind of shape. So E and S, so extrude, then scale it, and we'll just move it up. G and Z. I know this is creating an N-gon on the bottom, but if you have E and S and E and S, if you have an N-gon that's actually on the same level as the two here, then you'll see that the shading is still good. Right, just let me stop playing around with camera. So I'm going to just select that off and press the N key just to hide that. So we've got our basic can shape there. Now most cans, they have like a little rim around the top of them. So let's just make that rim first. So we get to here, and we're just going to go select that and extrude along normals, just like that. And then scale in the Z just to narrow it down a little bit. So we've got our simple can. Now it's up to you if you want to actually put some ridges into this top of this can, or a ring pull It's entirely up to you. But in this case, I'm just going to put a few rings, E and S, just a little bit, E and S, E and S, E and S, and E and S. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put two little ridges in there. So if I press my Alt key down, make sure you're on face select, select the little line there, and you'll see it'll select that loop. Then hold your shift button down, do that again, and then we can extrude along the normals like that. And as you can see, we've now got two ridges, but it doesn't look very good. There's a couple of things you can do, but one of the nice things that you can do is we can actually just move this down a little bit. Oops. Go on to line select, select this line, GG just to move it in itself, just to make that kind of shape. And what we'll do is you can add a bevel to these, but in this case what we'll do is we'll just simply add a subdivision modifier, just one. So press the S key and subdivision surface modifier, and as you can see we've got a bit of distortion there, and that's because the loop cut. So we'll just move a loop closer to that just to give us a more definite shape. So as you can see we've got the can there, nice and simple. So let's just give it a colour. So we're going to give it just a silver colour, so just put new, loads of metallic, and we'll take the roughness right down just like that. As you can see there's no real reflections on this, so we'll just add in a quick HDRI. So go into the colour here, environmental texture, and as you can see it turns purple, and we'll open something from HDR Haven, and we're looking for the Kaylee, because that's just a nice, I'm sure it's called Kaylee interior. And like I said, this you can actually down from HDR Haven, and as you can see it's now giving us loads and loads of reflections on our can, just to make it look that little bit more real. So we've got our dog food can, and what we need to do now, some cans have ridges in them, and you actually achieve a ridge because we've got that loop cut, because we've got that subdivision modifier not applied yet. If we were to add a loop cut there just like that, and we added a bevel, Control and B, oops, sorry I haven't fixed the loop cut, just let me select that again by pressing the Alt key. And if we put Control and B like that, we can actually just go like that, reduce that down to 1, whoops, reduce that down to 1, and we could extrude this just to actually put a ridge in if you so wished. So select faces up here, extrude along normals, and there you have it. You've got a like ridge, looks a bit like an oil can, but for this tutorial I'm showing you how to put a label on. I'm just going to press Control and Z just to undo that. Control Z, Control Z. But that's pretty similar how you'd actually make yourself an oil can. And I'm just going to undo this until it's gone again. Got our can. Let's just add the background. So I'm going to go down to Film down here. Did that on the Rendered tab. And we're going to make it transparent just to hide our HDRI. So you've got the can there. So let's put a label on it. So what I'm going to do, I want my label to go from there and maybe just a bit further up here. So I'm just going to put there. My label's going to go around there, leaving the metal on the top and on the bottom just like that. So what we need to do now is unwrap this, but first of all we're going to do something quite simple. What we want to do, press the Alt key, select that line there, select this line there, and select one line anywhere on the edge, and we're going to right click this, right click, and we're going to use a thing called mark seams. So now what we've done is we've actually separated the top and the bottom off from our UV editor. So if we now go into UV editing, UV editing, as you can see this has now got a top and a bottom and of course this is where the label falls, and you've got the bottom ring around the bottom as well. What we can do now is we can actually load our label in. So I'm going to go onto here. Like I say, I've got one that I created earlier, so I'm just going to go into this base colour there. We've created the metal, so we'll call that metal or can colour. It's up to you what you call it, and we'll add in another item. Right, the new thing we're going to add, we just add it new, and what we're going to do is actually have a look for, go onto the base colour, select that, and we'll go on image texture, and this will allow us to open our image texture for our label. So I'm just going to quickly do that. Well, look, Freddy's Favourites, that's the name of this dog food, and I'm just going to select picture, which is favourite. I mean, that's Freddy. They just had an haircut there, and there he is again. And this is a shot where he was actually eating his dinner, but anyway. And I made that into a label, so let's just select that, and if we go into render mode on here, as you can see, it's not attached as yet to our image, but we've created the image there. So all we need to do is actually select on here, and we'll select the Freddy's Favourites, and as you can see, it's absolutely huge. So what we'll do is actually scale this down, or scale this up. So press the L key, select any line on here, and we'll press the L key. So as you can see, we've got that, and I'm going to scale this in the Y, and just move it up there, like that, and I'm just going to move this image G. Now if you had labels on your base, what you could do is actually unwrap the whole thing separately and put the different textures in different places, but I'm just going to scale this along the Y just so I can see green at either side, and G and Z just to move it, sorry, G and Y just to move it up there. So as you can see, it's on the green on either side, and there's the texture, and all we need to do now is just to assign that texture to the outer, to this point here. So I'm just going to go on to face select, like so, go there, but the texture is not being applied yet, so what we need to do is assign it. So if we assign it now, as you can see, we've got Freddy there, and we've got the logo. There's something going wrong, so if we add a loop cut in there, we can actually move this down to make the texture now work, and then do the same on the top, and just move it until it's in about the right place, which is there. And as you can see, we've now got a can of dog food with Freddy's picture on there, and that's it. Just add a little, go back into layout, we'll add in a mesh, and we'll just add in a plane just to catch the shadows, scale like that, G and Z, and we've made quite simply our can of Freddy's favourite dog food. Have a look, what's it got in it? The bone and breath. Yeah, I messed about and actually created this label myself. If you're not artistic, you can always get AI to create it for you. I'm sure Pixel has got some kind of free version of it, so you can do it. And if we now render this out, let's just look through our camera again. Look for our camera view, press the 0 to look from our camera view. The can's not facing it. I want to get different face to this, so R, select the can, press the R key and Z, and we can now rotate it until we've got it into place that we want. And I'm going to have it facing this deluxe chicken, really highlighting Freddy's favourite dog food. Press F12 to render, and as you can see, we can actually save this. So you've got that, and if you want to actually render it into an actual a product picture, let's have a look through the camera again. We'll zoom in, let's have a look through the camera, and as you can see, you can actually reposition it and then move the can up into the air. Press F12 to render. Freddy's favourite best camp dog food, totally created in Blender. Now if you find this tutorial useful, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and thanks for watching.